Welcome to Mystic Moons. My cat's all ready to go. He's doing like little turkey gobbles. He says, oh yes, everything's getting quiet. Time for me to do my meows. That's what he says, meow, meow. Okay. Anyway. Welcome to Mystic Moons. Are you curious who is watching you? Who's watching you so deeply? In your energy that it comes up here. Let's go and see. Actually, let me wait 1 second. Okay, let's see if that's better. And let's wait a minute. I think it is. You know, even when it seems like any type of production you do, there's a bit of troubleshooting with it, no matter what you use. I think there's been a shift in my Wi-Fi. Before, my house Wi-Fi was always a lousy one. Well, my house Wi-Fi still is the lousiest one. Then I got a separate router. And that one would be good. Oops, I didn't want to fold that in. But I think I did. I think I just merged my two decks together. Not quite what I wanted to do. Let's see. I did. I merged a little bit together. Let's see. So it'll be a second. Let's see. Is that from here? I think so. Let me try again. 1 minute. So we'll see if this is better. Maybe it's just a choppy day. Meanwhile, I think I got all my cards straightened out. No. Sort of straightened out. Maybe not quite. Let's see. Somehow I wasn't anticipating this, but there must be some reason for the greater delay. Anyway, happy Pisces season. Aquarius season has ended. Pisces season has just begun. Happy birthday to everybody, the Piscean boys and girls out there, and all of those to you with Piscean placements or could be experiencing Piscean transits. I know some people rag on all the zodiac signs, right? All the signs in their own way get roasted one way or another. But Pisces energy, I actually like it. Thank you for the likes. I think it's rather interesting energy. Considering how cold, at least where I am, February and March. If you think about all the undercurrents, the positive aspects, the dynamicism that Piscean energy has, it makes this time period interesting, doesn't it? I think I shuffled enough. So we can start again. So yes, we're going to be seeing who is watching you. I will try to do all 12 signs. I actually did a reading a couple days ago, and I got as far as the water signs, I think. Maybe I did some fire, not sure. But I know I definitely did not do air and earth. So we're going to start off with, I think, earth. We'll start off with earth signs. We'll move on to air signs. We'll do fire signs, and we're going to do water at the end. And if anyone has any water replacements, well, you can check out this reading. You can also check out the reading that was done not more than maybe 5 days ago. We'll see. For these readings, the collectives would include your sun, definitely your moon, your 8th house, your 12th house, places where secrets are, as well as your rising. But those are the collectives that we're reading with. I invite you to think about, I invite you to think about your own natal chart and what kind of energies are at play, and go along the readings accordingly. So who is watching you as we start off with Earth? Shall we start off with Capricorn? Why not? So, who is watching Capricorn? Knight of Swords, Capricorn. Temperance, Capricorn. Seven of Wands, Capricorn. Emperor with a Fool. Capricorn, I have somebody who's watching you. This person is in the midst of business. They're trying to better themselves, Capricorn. They're trying to either maintain or grow their power, possibly in this energy, both. Very strong fire energy coming out here, Capricorn. I have all the fire signs. Most prominently, I have Leo, Aries. Excuse me, not Leo prominently. Most prominently, I have Sagittarius, Aries, and Aquarius. All fire and air here. Capricorn, the person who's watching you is definitely someone who doesn't want to go and slip up on what they have achieved. Also, too, Capricorn, for this person, image and presentation is very important to them. They like to be seen as a leader. They like to be seen as someone who constantly is improving. And so, Capricorn, this person does have quite a few projects under their belt, projects that they are working on. Capricorn, in this energy, I would say the person who's watching you is someone who's using you as a litmus to see how far they are right now, as opposed to where they were when you knew them. This person has always thought highly of themselves, Capricorn, but perhaps there were some chinks, some flaws in how they presented, matching that view of what they look like. Hello. Very strong masculine energy here too, Capricorn. This person doesn't necessarily plan to go and reach out to you anytime soon, Capricorn. This could be someone who Capricorn, who you haven't spoken with in a while, or this is someone who you speak to on occasion. This isn't someone who necessarily is around you regularly. This is someone who keeps busy. And Capricorn, well, they watch you. At this stage, they have no intention yet of engaging you in any serious way, not at least, Capricorn, until they have accomplished more, gained more. Also very interesting to note, Capricorn, the absence of any earth energies here. Because right now, Capricorn, this person is in growth, in movement, and what they would like to have, they don't have it yet. I'll draw one more card here, Capricorn. I have content. Could also be content, right? Like the nature of what we're talking about, but it could also be contentment, being satisfied. And this energy, Capricorn, I'm going to say here, someone who is working on their content, working on the themes, the feelings of their life. And they're not content yet, Capricorn, with what they've achieved so far. That's who's watching, Capricorn. Thank you for the like. So let's go on to the next sign. The next earth sign, that would be, I guess, Taurus. This is where I'll get confused later on. For if you're watching this after the fact, I will be listing the order of the elements are read in the title, and I will list the signs as much as I can remember them, as well as I can remember them, in the description. I don't timestamp this because on a phone it's hard for me to do so. If I had a laptop, it would be different, a desktop, but a phone, it's rather hard to timestamp. So you'll have to skip around with on the timeline. So Taurus. Who's watching Taurus? Let's see, Taurus. Taurus, I have the Devil. Strong earth energy here with Hermit. Hermit and the Devil. Taurus, someone who's watching you, they are not over you by a long shot, Taurus. Plotting on you, Taurus. Dissatisfied, Taurus. Denied, Taurus. I have a jilted lover here, Taurus. someone who perhaps you cared for, Taurus, so they recognize, Taurus, all the positive traits that you are, who you are. Had an opportunity, Taurus, so they got to see who you truly are, Taurus. For some reason, Taurus, they got all excited and it didn't go anywhere, Taurus. Was it because they haven't made a move yet, Taurus? I don't know, Taurus. This is alienated energy. This is obsessive energy. This is plotting energy. This is someone who wants something to desperately change, Taurus, between you and them. And despite that, Taurus, they do not have the tools, the know-how, the something, Taurus, to properly convey what they want to you. Also, too, Taurus, one could say in this energy, what they want from you. Are they willing likewise to go and reciprocate that to you, too, Taurus, being in a King of Cups energy, seeing, well, we have King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Someone has a lot to offer, and the other person is drawn to that. Anyway, Taurus, we'll find out more. But gee, that's some intense energy. Taurus, I have Judgment. 2 of Cups, strong Cancerian energy coming in here too. Ace of Wands. Taurus, signs that I see all the way back to that Ten of Swords. I have, first of all, Taurus, someone who's seeking or has been working towards creating some big changes in their life. Been going a little slow, Taurus, but ultimately they have been achieving it in their own way. Almost feels a little clunky, though, in this energy. And clunkiness is repeated again here, too, with Hermit and Devil. So this person is they get things done, but they get things done in a rough manner. Maybe in a manner, too, that as they push off from certain things, maybe they burn bridges. Could be that kind of energy too. Not that I'm saying burning bridges is a good or bad thing. I'm just saying this person has a very heavy hand with how they move and what they do. Not very diplomatic. Anyway, we have some Gemini energy, Capricorn, Pisces, and as I said, Hermit, Virgo, and Cancer, Aries, and Scorpio. This person has made some significant endings, Taurus. And I have somebody here who's very obsessed and hung up with you. This isn't necessarily new energy, Taurus, of someone who you'll meet who be in this energy. If it is new, Taurus, and I put that word in quotes, then this is someone who you've seen before, possibly interacted before, but the type of relationship, Taurus, that you have is nothing like the type of relationship they'd like to have. That's who's watching you. A little bit obsessive energy in here too would be an understatement. Taurus, I do think overall in this energy, this is someone who you have not dealt with at all in a romantic manner. If it was a romantic manner, it was just enough, Taurus, for them to learn about you. To learn about what kind of person you are. But anyway, ultimately, Taurus, I have somebody who's watching you. They have an idea of you, Taurus. They want more. They want a whole lot more, Taurus. In this energy, Taurus, a person who's been watching you, this is someone who's been in your energy. They have been in your energy. Let's leave it like that. They probably know your name, Taurus. If they don't know your name, they know very well what you look like. They've seen you in person, Taurus. Definitely seen you in the physical. There was something else I wanted to say here. What was it? Taurus, you should be getting an actual declaration from this person. This person will communicate to you. This person will approach you. This person is going to try to make their best appearance, best effort towards you ever. Could happen in the spring, Taurus. Of course, spring is only a couple weeks away, right? March 21st, I think. Not long at all. But yeah, it's who's watching, Taurus. You have an admirer. This admirer is coming forward. This admirer has things to say. And they hope that you would see them in the same way that they see you. I will say too, Taurus, ultimately you have more than this person. Maybe you can do more, Taurus. Maybe you can present, interact with people more easily. Maybe you're smarter, Taurus. There's something definitely that you have that's more than this person. And that's also what they're drawn to. Hello. And a card, additional card for you, Taurus. I have give and take. Yeah, Taurus, you definitely have more than this person. I'm not saying that they don't have something to offer, but they're going to count on their charm, Taurus. They're going to count on... They're going to count more on their... I don't know, like their personality, their presence more than their ability or their character. Keep your eyes open with this one, Taurus. That's who's watching you. Go on to Virgo. That would be a Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Virgo rising, Virgo 8th house, Virgo 12th house. Oh, and thank you for the like. Let's see, Virgo. Try to fold these cards back in. I feel like I have to shuffle this deck a little bit. And after we finish Virgo, we'll go on to air. And then we'll go on to fire. And if I have energy left, I'll go on to water. Water signs or anybody with water placements, water moons, 8th house, 12th houses. You can also go and check out the video on my channel. Same title that I did for you guys on this. Let's see, Virgo. Who is watching Virgo? I have the moon, Virgo, with Chariot. It's a lot of I'm not going to say grudge, but almost, that is almost like grudgy energy. You know, Virgo, here's someone who's digging their heels in a specific direction. They feel called to it. They feel deserved of it. It's necessary. It's gone far beyond physical necessity. It's like This is what I have to do. You have someone, Virgo, who's determined to prove in this energy. Very much determined to prove. Prove what? Prove that their feelings are valid. Prove that what they believe in is valid. What they want is valid. Self-validation, Taurus. Oh, no, Virgo. Self-validation, Virgo. Signs coming up here. Well, we have heavy water. We have Cancer. We have Pisces. We have some Libra, Aries, and Capricorn. This person really feels owed, though. It's really digging their heels in heavy. Thank you for the likes. They're like, I'm right. You will see that I am right. You will, even though too, this person doesn't exactly know this direction that they cling to so strongly, that they adhere to so strongly. Even they don't know where it leads. And also too, they don't know what they could achieve. But they want to try, they're going to try, they're determined to do it their way. I have Two of Pentacles. I have the Star, Virgo. Page of Wands with a Two of Cups. So twos could be relevant here, Virgo. If we were to also think about some of the vibrations here with the moon being 17, that could also be like a 1 and an 8. This star being a 17, which would go into a 9. This star being a 1 and a 7. And then we have a 7 here. We're talking about like, 1 and a 7 before it becomes 17, before we could break it down and put it down to a vibration of 8. You know, ultimately what we're talking about is being on a path of dreams. Being determined to say, okay, this is where I'm going. This is how I'm going to do it. And then once you're on that path, well, it's a solo path until you open it up for others. Virgo, the person who's watching you, besides significant Cancerian energy, I have some Aquarius, I have Capricorn, and then, as I said, some Pisces. Twos, partnerships focus quite closely here. Virgo, I have somebody who believes you two should be together. That's what they believe, Virgo. And you know, in this energy, Virgo, it's rather open-ended, not necessarily you should be together in terms of romantic partners, but this is open-ended enough that, Virgo, this could be your family, this could be people you work with. Because, Virgo, here's somebody who sees their life path, and their life path, Virgo, they feel part of their life path, or the direction of their life path either requires working with you, being with you, or their life path has led them to meet with you. They want to continue forward with you, Virgo. They like speaking with you, Virgo. They like interacting with you, Virgo. They feel hopeful around you, Virgo. Virgo, here's somebody Maybe they feel, Virgo, they don't get a lot of support from, do I say the general public, or they just don't get a lot of support from other sources. We'll leave it open like that. But Virgo, they feel they get support from you. Is this someone, Virgo, you two share stardust, the same stardust that's in your blood? It resonates with the stardust in their blood. This is good energy, Virgo, the person who's watching you. They value you a lot, Virgo. Care for you a lot. Hassles. Comforted by you a lot. Virgo, the person who's watching you sees you as their refuge. In this energy too, Virgo, I'm going to say, well, they definitely would like you to be on their path, on their ship. See things as they do. But Virgo, it's a comfort even knowing that they have you there to go and balance them out, to go and offer perspective and offer guidance. Because Virgo, they feel either other people have agendas, Virgo, or other people would offer feedback, not necessarily to the benefit of the cause, but more coming from, let's say, other factors. You know, sometimes you could tell people are honestly giving you, good advice. They're honestly listening to you. They're giving you, may not be the best advice, but you could tell that they're, not BSing you or being overly positive or negative. Anyway, Virgo, that's what I have here. Hello. Let's go on to the next sign. We're going to go on to air. Shall we go on to Aquarius? Oh, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the like. Oh, no, I forgot which ones. I know I definitely didn't see Tower, so I think I shuffled that in enough. So we're going to do Aquarius. Aquarius, let me fold these back. Aquarius, this is my deck from last year. I actually need to replace that other deck. It's getting a little used too. Not as much as this one though. Anyway. This actually feels like a vibration of 9 too. Hello. Thank you for the hearts. So, Aquarius. Aquarius, with your season that just ended, thank you for the like, who is watching Aquarius? That Lovers wanted to come out, didn't it, Aquarius? He's thinking about commitment here, about partnership, someone who's ready to open up, someone who's prepared to go and give. But the question is, what do they give? How do they give? Maybe how do they express the giving to someone who's on their mind? Aquarius. Actually, that 4 of Cups would have been what I pulled. So we're going to keep that. Okay, so I have King of Pentacles and a 4 of Cups with a Lovers that was trying to poke its way through. Aquarius, I have somebody here. I don't know, Aquarius. Do I have somebody here who is already partnered up? Already has responsibilities, Aquarius. And yet perhaps daydreaming about, even though I'm tempted to look at behind here, I won't. They are daydreaming and tempted what ifs if they went off into another direction, Aquarius, if they didn't go off into the direction that they are. That's definitely one energy that's here. You know, as we start pulling Aquarius for the collective, we start off with very general messages, and the more we pull, the more it gets refined. But that's definitely one half of the message here. The other half of the message here, Aquarius, is that I have somebody who's watching you, and this person is prepared. They are prepared, Aquarius, to now extend themselves. But then we still come back to the same energy, regardless if this is someone who is single and prepared to partner up, to expand, to provide, to share, or to nurture, also too in this energy. We also have, and regardless if this is someone who already has partnered up, Aquarius, here's someone who's still thinking about what to give, how to give, who to give. There's some tightness, some restraint here, Aquarius. Energies coming up here, Aquarius. We do have some Cancer. I have Knight of Wands, Two of Wands, some fire coming up here, and a Three of Swords. 10 of Wands. Ooh, Aquarius. This is definitely energy, Aquarius, that could be split between A and B. Someone who's already partnered up with someone. There is dissatisfaction going on right now. They're wondering the what ifs with you, Aquarius. And I have somebody too, Aquarius, who is ready to partner. Doesn't change the fact, though, Aquarius, that in both of the possibilities that exist here with this King of Pentacles, doesn't change the fact, Aquarius, that they know you. They had a chance with you, Aquarius, and that was sometime in the past. Not exactly the present, Aquarius, not exactly the future, Aquarius. Aquarius, this person who's watching you, they have demons. And I don't necessarily mean, although maybe it could be, the horned ones that everyone says, like, oh, you're doing like, black magic crap and whatnot. Excuse my language. But I mean, Aquarius, they have insecurities that eat away inside of them. Those types of demons, Aquarius, they have the sorts of demons, Aquarius, that when they feel insecure, they run to crutches, Aquarius, to make themselves feel better. Maybe, Aquarius, that could be in substances. Maybe, Aquarius, that could be in introductions where they can go and play up new personas that no one has any idea of who they are. Could also be as simple too with that sort of two-facedness or public-private personas. Could even be, Aquarius, when they are able to go off into other circles, like their personal circle or their social circle or their professional circle. They can sort of swap out hats. Their family knows different sides of them, their friends know different sides of them, their co-workers perceive different sides of them. But anyway, Aquarius, here's somebody who's definitely gnawed inside by some significant demons. And as again, I say that their insecurities. This person has a nice exterior, though, Aquarius. Externally, Aquarius, very well put together. Moves along like clockwork too, Aquarius, because appearances are important for this person. To appear confident and in control, Aquarius, is important to this person. Energies coming up besides Cancerian, well, we have some Sagittarius, Libra, Aries. And this energy too could also be referring to their risings. Definitely could be risings first house. Sometimes, those energies are not the same. In addition to their sun signs, very external energy here. There's something else I want to say here to Aquarius. What was it? Yeah, as I said, this is someone who knows you, regardless if they're single or if they're already partnered. Anyway, Aquarius, this person thinks about you a lot. Make no doubt they think about you a lot. But as I said, Aquarius, right now in this energy, they're wondering what it is still, regardless if they are in the single mode, regardless if they're in a partnered mode, they are still wondering what it is they have to offer, what it is they're required to offer, and how much do they offer to who. Let's get a card for you, Aquarius. Thank you for the like. I have common interest. Aquarius, this person is watching you to see what are you up to right now. What have you been up to, Aquarius, since they last were dealing with you? And how happy are you, Aquarius, with where you are? Where do you hope to go in the future, Aquarius? That is the energy of the person who's watching you right now. It is Mercury retrograde, isn't it, Aquarius? I think so. In this energy, I don't think this is sandboxed by the timeline of a Mercury retrograde. Because you've been on their mind for a while. You will continue to be on their mind for a while. And they're watching you. All right, so we did Aquarius. Let's go on to Gemini. I'll just do that for a second, Gemini. All right. Who is watching Gemini? Let's see. I like 4 cards that fell out. Gemini, I'm curious, so we're going to keep those. I have Emperor and King of Wands, Gemini. So fiery, Gemini. Very strong masculine energy, Gemini. Someone who doesn't like to come in second best, Gemini. Lots of big plans, Gemini. This person works towards those big plans. Someone who's very active, Gemini. Someone who's strong, Gemini, possibly in this energy, highly possible in this energy, Gemini. Someone who has big plans, is strong, perhaps selfish, perhaps conceited. I don't like to go and call out those types of negative things from the start with these cards, but here's someone who moves for their best interest. That's why I say that. Maybe their best interest, Gemini, is being polite and charming, engaging, alluring. Could be, Gemini. Maybe their best interest would be to charm everybody and do it well. Because I do rest assured in this energy, Gemini, whatever they do, they're going to do it to the best of their ability. And I do think they succeed. Maybe they don't keep it up that long, whatever they succeed in. But I do see them, Gemini, in this energy, being successful with that which they do. Anyway, strong energy. This is someone who is a strong individual, possibly on the downside, a little selfish, very observant. They notice the little details, Gemini, while definitely thinking about the big details. And they could use their skills of observation, Gemini, their knowledge of what motivates people, Gemini, to their advantage. You should be an effective individual, Gemini. Cards that slipped out, Gemini, 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. What is this, Gemini? All this earth under all this fire. Someone seeing opportunities, plural, with you, Gemini. Someone is harvesting, considering where are the best opportunities with you, Gemini. Energy is coming up. Well, this is strong earth, Gemini. I do have all the earth signs here. So far we have strong earth, Gemini, and strong fire, particularly with Aries. This person is calculating, Gemini. Very calculating. Gemini, if this person is watching you and you work with this person is worried about you getting what they could get. This person is worried about you being a threat to them, Gemini, if we're dealing with work. If this is someone, Gemini, who's interested in you in a friendly, romantic energy, an interpersonal type of connection, Gemini, or desiring an interpersonal connection with you, Gemini. Here's someone who's still not quite sure about the type of person you are, Gemini, but they definitely are seeing benefits to you. They definitely are weighing the benefit with you as opposed to the benefit with others. And I wonder how much interest you show, Gemini. Who likes more, Gemini? Who is impressed more with the other, Gemini? You know, a 9 of Pentacle energy, Gemini, is very impressive, but also too a little cold, a little removed. Maybe a little too cold, Gemini, a little too independent, Gemini, for such hot energy in which they expect to be able to push buttons and have reactions. Gemini, I have a Page of Cups. I have a Page of Swords. And I have an Emperor again. Gemini, this energy really is, or the message here is split between work and interpersonal. As I said, Gemini, if this is work, somebody who matches this with strong Aries energy, strong boss energy, Gemini, this person sees you as a threat. This person should not make it overtly obvious to you that they see you as a threat, Gemini. If this description resonates with someone who you know in your workplace, you'll meet in your workplace, very strong presence. Also, too, as I said, they assert themselves a lot. Just go back to the beginning of the message here. I'm not going to repeat it. But rest assured that this person is not your friend. This person sees you as a rival and a threat. I don't think they would treat you hostile, however, Gemini. They would maybe taunt you in a friendly manner, but I don't think they would do anything drastically to have your guard up. Your guard should be up, though, just simply of how this person asserts themselves and how eagerly, Gemini, they are to take the leadership role or to direct. But this person views you definitely as a threat to their position. They could definitely see you, Gemini, as overtaking them in whatever they're striving for. And if this is interpersonal friendship or love, Gemini, this person is interested in you. I do think, Gemini, you are a little colder than, or you will appear a little colder, Gemini, than what they would like. A little bit more reserved. Maybe cold isn't the right word, but you keep a distance. And they're evaluating you between other opportunities. See you as very, very desirable, no doubt, but it's also like, very calculating. Like they're adding, like you're a shiny gem, an important gem that they could get if they put out a certain type of effort for it. But does that gem want them? Ultimately, Gemini, this energy is very self-centered, self-serving. You are an enigma to them, but definitely a very powerful force. Anyway, that's who's watching Gemini. Gemini, I'll get a card for you. Lie. Gemini, if this person is coming to be your friend or wanting something more, they're doing that because you are great. You are reserved. You are powerful. That's why they're doing that, Gemini. And just think of the characteristics of this person. This person is someone, too, Gemini, who will interact with you regularly. Their friendship, their warmth is not sincere. Someone to be on your guard with, Gemini. That's who's watching you. Thank you for the like. My cat goes meow. I was going to say that didn't sound like the other cat, the Siamese that does the turkey gobbles. He literally has a meow that sounds like that. Okay. So we're on the next, thank you for the like. We're on the next air sign. That's going to be Libra. That would be a Libra sun, a Libra moon, a Libra rising, Libra 8th house, Libra 12th house. So Libra, I'm actually going to get the tinctures out on you too for that, because that person watching Gemini has some pretty strong energy. Let's see, make sure all these are relatively in the right direction. I saw one that was reversed. Okay. And let me just shuffle these black cards real quick. Okay. Sorry if that was a bit loud. And let's go on. Oops. So these are collective readings right now. I did Earth. I did almost all of air. I believe I did fire 4 days ago. If you look on my channel, I did fire and water. I'm pretty sure I did Aries. So right now I am going to try and do all the signs, but first I'm making sure I'm doing the signs that I missed, which is why I'm doing Earth and air first. If I have the energy after I finish those, I'll move on to fire and water. Hello. And thank you everyone for the likes. All right, so who is watching Libra? Again, that would be a Libra sun, moon, rising, Libra 8th house, Libra 12th house, as those are the places, moon, 8th house, 12th house. Oh, where things are happening in the background. They're not yet overt. And that taps into the energy of who is watching you. Oh, thank you. Oh, I appreciate your message, Moki. Thank you so much for the beautiful message and the blessings. I appreciate that. Sending love out to everyone, including to Gemini. So, Libra. Let's see, Libra. My cat goes meow meow. Oh, Libra, let's see what I have for you. Who's watching Libra? 10 of Wands, Libra. King of Cups, somebody, Libra. They don't move properly, Libra. It's hard for them to express themselves, Libra. Things are not flowing easily for them, Libra. There's blockages, Libra. They can't act on what they say, Libra. They can't act on what they feel, Libra. They can't be direct, Libra. They can't take initiative, Libra. Too many things weighing them down, Libra. Too many things happening, Libra. Also, too, in this energy, Libra, the person watching you has decided to make changes, Libra. Or they are making changes, Libra. Very soon, Libra, this phase that they're in, this stagnancy that they're in, everything being so hard to do, Libra, because we definitely have somebody who has problems with their actions. Problems conveying and moving as they like. However, Libra, that's something that's going to change for this person who's watching you. They have some plans, Libra. We'll find out more, Libra. So I do read my King of Cups as Pisces. 10 of Wands is Sagittarius. Those are some of the energies coming up so far, Libra. I have 5 of Wands. King, lots of kings, Libra. King of Pentacles and the Fool. Could be dealing with somebody with significant masculine energy, Libra. Could be dealing with someone, Libra, who's about to go and stop being so passive towards you, Libra. I think, too, what comes off as passive energy isn't really so much passiveness, but just this person is, do I say they have other concerns, other responsibilities weighed down? There's something that is hampering. Hampering is like a light word for the heaviness that's here. But take hampering and add like 500 pounds to it. Something is hampering them from taking a more active role, from being more direct. Expression, Libra. Well, Libra, first of all, the person who's watching you, I'm going to say it's a good thing. This person, for whatever reason, Libra, I don't think they're dealing with you right now. I think they're watching you. And I think it's a good thing, Libra, that this person is not contacting you. Energy is coming up here. I have really strong Sagittarius. I also have some Aquarius and some Leo. Strong fire. Lots of determination to make big changes. In the process of making big changes, very good, Libra. This person is not talking to you or dealing with you right now. They don't want you to be dragged into what they're doing. They don't want you to know what they're doing. They are trying to resolve something, Libra. I do think, Libra, they are going to resolve it well. They're not going to leave any loose ends unfinished, Libra. A little suspicious there. But not going to go into that. We have the other signs to do. But yeah, Libra, I have somebody here who's making big changes, solving difficult things, Libra, trying to put themselves, they intend to put themselves in a better position, Libra. Libra, I'm not really getting so much this person being someone like, for instance, at work. This person is not a threat to you. This person conceals things from you, Libra, but they're not a threat to you. They're not in competition with you. They are burdened. They could be family, Libra. They could be friends, Libra. This could be someone more to you, Libra, especially with King of Pentacle energy coming up here. I have someone here who's really considering you. They have their heart chakra open to you. They are not ready yet to go and give, to extend themselves, to provide. But they do at some point see submitting or assisting as they are able to. They'd like to, if they have the bandwidth to, and there's something arranging it. Yeah, that's who's watching, Libra. Libra, I can also say in this energy, while they said I don't really feel this is so much work, I feel this is someone on a more interpersonal level. Libra, if this is someone who, as I said, they know you. Obviously, I mean, they're watching you, but I feel like they know your name, Libra. They know something about what you do or what you have done. You know, they know things about you that someone who knows you only on a surface level wouldn't exactly know. Like, you know, you point out that person. Oh, you know that person over there with a jacket, right? You're not being referred to in general nouns, Libra. You're being referred to in proper nouns, and not like Libra, that kind of noun, but more like they know your name. My chi is chirping in the back a lot. It goes row, row. There was something else I was going to say before the row rows took over my my head. He's like a parrot. I don't know if you can hear that. What more did I want to say about this person? This person watching, Libra, this person who wants to extend themselves. Oh, this person who knows you. Oh, well, Libra. I can't recall. There was something else I wanted to say that was between the segue of, oh, yes, now I know. Libra, as I said, in this energy, this person could be a friend. This person could be family. If this person is a friend, Libra, this person doesn't want you to know what they're going through, doesn't want you to have a clear idea of what they're going through, because they don't want you getting involved anymore or getting involved in what they're not so proud of. You know, whatever it is, Libra, if they are a friend of yours, they feel that knowing whatever they're in the midst of cleaning up, that's going to affect your overall perception of them. And they want to keep that image that you have of them, or the image as they improve in front of your eyes. They want to keep that unblemished with you not having any knowledge of this. If they are your friend, Libra, if this person is your family, if this person is your family, Libra, this person definitely would not ask for your help. I don't think so, Libra. I don't think they would be inclined to ask for your help. But I do think, Libra, if this person is your family, then you would hear, or you'd have some idea about the trials and tribulations that they've been going through. And those trials and tribulations, Libra, are something that they've been going through for a period of time, for a while. Definitely months, if not years. Something that they've been working through. Anyway, Libra, this person's energy, though, whatever they're going through, that's going to shift and turn to the better based on their own energy. And finally, Libra, what I was saying is, if you're somebody who is interacting or would like to interact with you on a romantic level, Libra, this person hasn't started yet making the overtures to create that, have that with you, but they're planning on it. Libra. And what I have for you additionally here is unrequited love. Yeah, they know you, Libra. Libra, one second. Libra, well, here's someone, Libra, first of all, the one who's watching you, they're shouldering a lot of stuff by themselves. And I do think they try and project either that they're doing well or that they're managing it. And they are essentially alone. Of course, I say in this energy, they kind of should be alone because they need to clean this up. Whatever this is, I'm not going to dive into it. Not my thing. I got the other signs to do. But, something about this requires them to step away and address it. It's something in what they need, something that they need to earn. They need to earn to clean this up, to move forward. And anyway, Libra, you have somebody who, as I said before too, if this person is a romantic energy, here's someone who's waiting for the right chance to say something to you, but not quite yet. Soon, as they solve this. Let's go on to, see, I did Gemini, I did Aquarius, I did Libra. Let's go on to fire. Shall we do Aries? Oops, that's actually there. Do Aries. That would be an Aries sun, Aries moon, Aries rising, Aries 8th house, Aries 12th house. 1111 is how long I've been recording so far. 1 hour and 11 minutes. As soon as I said that, it was 33 seconds. So let's see, Aries. Who's watching Aries? 9 of Pentacles, Emperor. Aries energy. Well, impressive. Do they see you as impressive? Yes, they do. Did I shuffle that? I'm pretty sure I did, Aries. Even though I do recall that combination. I think so. So, anyway, Aries, I have someone who sees you as impressive. That doesn't change. Have words and empathy, words and heart, Aries, that acknowledge, Aries, that which you've worked for, that which you've gained, that which you've built. They also recognize in this energy, Aries, people recognize in general, Aries, that who you are today, Aries, you gained that bit by bit. Sure, Aries, part of it could be talent, right? Some of it could be also too the foundation given to you by your friends and family. But ultimately, Aries, who you are today, it's because you built yourself into it. You earned who you are today. You made very conscious decisions to be the person who you are. And Aries, people admire that. Energy is coming up here, Aries. Well, I have some Virgo, some significant male energy, but that's also too very active energy, Aries. Here's someone who's not necessarily reticent, Aries, with either in their internal voice or their external voice. They're not reticent, Aries, about noting your positive traits, your positive qualities. No, and I don't mean in this energy too, Aries, someone who, sometimes Aries, there are people who compliment, and their compliments are kind of nice, but then they say so many compliments, it kind of detracts from it. It's like, it becomes uncomfortable. Here's somebody, Aries, that as they compliment you, they really mean it. Like they understand, again, that the qualities you have isn't just because it was easy for you or luck or this or that. You consciously made the effort to be who you are. They see that. I have 10 of Wands, Aries. I have Temperance, Aries, strong Sagittarius energy coming out here. I was going to say strong fire. I do have strong fire with Emperor and all this Sagittarius energy. And then I have some Aquarius. Aries, a person who's watching you is someone who knows you. Aries, they've been watching evolutions of you. They've known you for a period of time, Aries. They've known you enough to be aware or have seen you go through some struggles, Aries. They've watched you conduct yourself, Aries, through difficulties with strength, with grace, with honor, Aries. Whatever your own code is, Aries, to life, you have handled both the positive times and the challenging times, Aries, true to your own particular convention. You don't flip and flop, Aries. How you say things, how you do things, Aries, you do that in the sunshine and in the rain. Here's someone who knows that, Aries. You walk every bit your talk. You know, it's interesting here, Aries, the person who's watching you is just really aware of your growth. That's why they watch you. I don't think, Aries, here's someone who necessarily intends to get closer to you, at least not at this point, Aries. I think instead, Aries, as I said, they know something about you, Aries, from when you had some tribulations. And they've known you also too, Aries, past that. But that known could have come either way, the knowing you during the good times, knowing you during the difficult times. There's a voyeuristic energy here. They've been watching you for a while, will continue to watch you for a while, to see how you operate, to see your success and how far you get, Aries, by living life on your terms, in your way, as you walk on your path. That's who's watching, Aries. Aries, I had substance abuse. Yeah, Aries, you're someone who admires your strength. They don't have the same strength that you have, of how you go through reality, Aries, how you cut through things, Aries. I don't know, Aries, you know, for you, people know where you stand. And even if it's difficult or uncomfortable, Aries, you still carry through to that. And here's someone who admires that about you. And they can't, Aries, follow in your footsteps of doing that themselves. You have a peanut gallery watching you, Aries. They admire you. And yet, Aries, they can't match you. At least in the energy I have right now. Let's go on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Let's see what I have for you. Now let's see. Actually, that was a little sad, so let's do that. One moment. Okay. So Sagittarius. Who is watching Sagittarius? Let's see. Queen of Cups, 5 of Wands. Ooh. Couple things, Sagittarius. The person who's watching you is brimming. I don't know if their work schedule is overflowed. I don't know if they're in the midst of hassles. Well, they are in the midst of some sort of hassles, emotional hassles, turbulence. I'm not going to call it hassles. They're in the midst of turbulence, Sagittarius. You know, the reality of where they are, Sagittarius, to the reality of what their heart feels, Sagittarius. They can't make what they want to have happen. So hassles and, you know, so-called typical associations with the Five of Wands. We have turbulence. The wind is going opposite to how this person would like it, Sagittarius. Things are out of their control, Sagittarius. This person, Sagittarius, is uncomfortable. Energies coming up here, Sagittarius. Well, we do have significant water with some Leo, some Scorpio, some Cancer. Some Leo. Oh, and here's someone too, Sagittarius. They don't fold easily. They don't fold easily, but they're tired. Frustrated. Unhappy, Sagittarius. Ooh, unhappy. You have an unhappy... Oh, wait, did I want that one? I did. 1 second, Sagittarius. I have to bring that card back. I folded that in so naturally, Sagittarius. Oh, Sagittarius, did it go back in there somewhere? It did. Oh, it was a Five of Wands. We could bring... Where did the Five of Wands go? Give me a moment. It was just like so... this person, Sagittarius, he's watching you. They're unhappy. You have an unhappy person with a conflicted heart watching you. Everything that they thought their reality would be, Sagittarius, everything they would like their reality to be is not at all that way. Okay, it's a Five of Wands, so I don't know where it is. It just appeared somewhere. We'll just remember. Oh, there it is. I just saw it. There we go. Five of Wands. Okay. So we have a Five of Wands and a Queen of Cups. Yeah, someone who is going through a lot of turbulence. Their reality is highly unpleasant to them, Sagittarius. There's nothing they can do about it right now, Sagittarius. They can't do anything necessarily to improve or remedy where they're at, what they're dealing with. You know why, too, Sagittarius? They have to make changes. Not that this person is reticent, doesn't want to do changes, they do. But their environment is getting more and more increasingly uncomfortable. It's trying to eject them like pressure being squeezed in a giant's hands. That's what's happening to this person. They're getting suffocated so that they go and they move. They jump. I have Two of Pentacles, Sagittarius, 10 of Pentacles, strong earth, Sagittarius. Strong earth with all the earth signs. Sagittarius, a person who's watching you, obviously could have very strong earth in their chart. I'm also going to say in this energy, Sagittarius, here is someone who hasn't achieved stability yet. Person who's watching you. They haven't achieved yet. Maybe they haven't even achieved a partner, Sagittarius. It could be a romantic partner, Sagittarius. It could be a professional partner, Sagittarius. But one Sagittarius who believes in them, Sagittarius. One who also goes and allows them to be Sagittarius. Also in the energy that's here, here's someone, the person who's watching you, they aren't exactly able to be authentic to their heart. They have to go and play roles, Sagittarius. They have to pantomime what they say, what they feel, who they are, according to other people. Right now, they cannot be who they truly are. They will not be accepted. They will not be allowed for who they truly are. Sagittarius, this person is someone who's about to go and make changes, but they have a while yet to go before they're successful in them. Because what this person needs, Sagittarius, is stability and also room to express themselves, room to be themselves, and people who have the confidence to invest in them. And they don't have any of that, Sagittarius. They're alone, Sagittarius, with who they really are. Sagittarius, the person who's watching you is someone who is not dealing with you right now. And I would also say too, Sagittarius, in their own moments of free time, they probably wall themselves off, Sagittarius, even more deeply. Especially after playing, role-playing, and whatever they're doing. Sagittarius, that's who's watching you. Will this person contact you? No, this person's just watching right now. And highly dissatisfied. Like super dissatisfied. Very upset. And the changes they want will happen, but it's a process. 3D world, Sagittarius. 3D world refers to the different types of dimensions. The 3D world is the world that we're in right now, Sagittarius. Me sitting at the table I'm on. Well, I'm not sitting on the table. Me sitting on the chair that I'm on, in front of the table that I am having my cards out in the temperature that the heat is on. The overhead light, all of these things are 3D qualities, and nail polish on my nails. Me being just a tad thirsty after talking for almost an hour and a half. As opposed to like the fourth dimensional world, which would be more tapping into our higher spiritual selves, in the 5-dimensional world, which truly is the point of oneness, enlightenment. Here's someone, Sagittarius, firmly rooted in the present reality and not seeing anything quite beyond that. They can't yet, because they have to make changes. And they're in the midst of making changes. Sagittarius, that's who's watching you. Let's go and see. Let's see, we did Capricorn, we did, oh, that's wrong. We already finished the Earth. We did Sagittarius. We did Aries. We're on Leo. That's who we're on. Hello. So Leo, and thank you for the like. Let's see, Leo. That would be a Leo sun, a Leo moon, a Leo rising, Leo 12th house. Leo, I'm just thinking Leo 12th house sounds interesting, doesn't it? Think about the qualities of Leo with a 12th house. Must be bright. Must be warm. Let's go and check out Leo 8th house too. So, who is watching? My kitty goes meow. Let's see who's watching Leo. Fitting for a Leo reading. I always have my kitty going meow. especially for Leo. All right, Leo. I have Emperor and the Tower. Big changes, Leo, coming to someone's physical reality. Someone's status quo is changing. Is someone leveling up, Leo? Yeah, it kind of looks that way. Someone's getting a bonus. Someone's also getting validation, Leo. This person who's watching you. This person who's watching you, Leo, should actually be pretty happy with themselves. Overall, in the grand scheme of things, they should be happy. They made the decisions, logical decisions, Leo, to pursue their happiness. They said, Leo, some things are more important than others. This is what's important to me. And they pursued that, Leo, very firmly. I don't quite want to say wholeheartedly with the Page of Cups, but they pursued it with enough enthusiasm. And Emperor. With the Tower, it tells me there are changes coming up. One would assume good changes, but this Emperor is definitely having a shift to their reality. Maybe they already have a shift to their reality. It's something they created, though, Leo. This change. Thank you. You know, if you could not spam, though, I would appreciate that. Thank you. It's a small channel. It isn't necessary. So, with, anyway, yeah, big changes are coming. Big changes that they initiated. Those are actually too many cards for me to take. So I'm pushing that back. I have 6 of Swords. Page of Wands. And a King of Wands. Unfinished business, Leo. The person who's watching you. They have unfinished business. Did they step away, Leo? They stepped away from something, Leo. Just because they stepped away from something, Leo, didn't mean exactly they abandoned it. They just chose to go off into another direction, Leo. They sought a direction, Leo, that was more profitable, one that would go and gain them power, gain them, well, stuff. Maybe, too, in this energy, Leo, this stuff, whatever that may be, put that in quotes, that they have gained may not necessarily be even things that they themselves value, but it is valued by others. That which they've accrued, that which they've earned. Other people definitely find it valuable, even if they themselves just see it. Well, they do see it as a means, a tool, a method to be used for influence. But it's not necessarily like they actually value what they've built, what they've earned. There's something else they value. Leo, the person who's watching you is someone who's going to be coming to you. They're working their way to you. This person has been like in a slumber, Leo, towards you. And Leo, if this person is someone who has been dealing with you, then there's a particular point, Leo, that they made to you or you had at a certain time. There's a specific point, Leo, in which they let it rest. Maybe you thought it was resolved. Not resolved. If they have been dealing with you, if they haven't been dealing with you, regardless, there's something that they allowed to remain, well, they allowed to be put away, but it's not away. They're going to bring that up again. Energies here, I have Aries, I have Leo, I have Scorpio, and Aquarius. Very strong fire. Very strong fire. I have someone here who has something to prove to you. I don't think they're going to be able, Leo, in this energy, to say anything necessarily like, I was right. But something that you thought was buried and was already resolved, this person is going to open that up again. It's not even like they want you, Leo, to see things from their point of view. It's like they just want you to start thinking about this, about a point of contention, a difference of opinion, a difference of belief, a difference of action. They just want you to start thinking about that again. Someone's coming to revitalize something that you have not dealt with or thought about in a while, Leo. In this energy, I would almost say too, whatever they bring to you is going to be, I don't want to say the word trigger, but it's going to be very hard for you not to engage to it or react to it. If you weren't expecting it, maybe even if you were expecting it. It's a sore point for them. It's a trigger for you. You know, sometimes we all have certain things that people can say and you're like, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. And then they say one thing and it's like, that I care about. It's like that kind of energy. I had a coworker once, Leo, who, I don't know, he had some issues. We shared cubicles, nearby cubicles with each other. And he kept on trying for about a good 2 months to say things to irritate me. He'd comment on my looks, he'd comment on my family, he'd comment on my education, all these things. And I was like, And then he said one thing that irritated me. And he said it like, I don't know, after I was there for like 2 or 3 months. And that definitely was my trigger point. I forget if it could have been something. I think he said something about cats. Like he said something like how dirty Americans were because they had pets or something like that. They had cats, they had pets, indoor animals. He said it some way, and I was like, and that was like the trigger point. Everything else I could just ignore, laugh, and whatever. And I think that was the last time I even gave him even cubicle eye contact or whatever. That was my trigger point. But anyway, yeah, it's something about that here. I was going to pull a card for you. Let's see, Leo. I got 2 cards here. Guardian and Messy. Definitely we could say, Leo, with all this fire here, here's someone who feels that the ties between you and them are still very much alive. And they feel, Leo, like the reason why those ties were separated was because you could not align to the same plan of action or the same worldview. Maybe in this energy too, Leo, the same values. Although I still say what this person has been working for and gained, they actually don't value it. It's good to have, but it's not really important to them. Anyway, that's who's watching, Leo. Thank you for the like and hello. So we did all the fire. And I still have some energy left, so we can definitely do some water. We'll do some water. Let's do Pisces, as it is Pisces season with all the Pisces boys and girls. The time when the world celebrates those who came into the world at this time period, those who are coming into the world at this time period. Definitely birthday seasons are very important to those who have prominent aspects of that energy. So Pisces. Who is watching Pisces? It would be a Pisces moon, a Pisces sun, Pisces 12th house, 8th house, and rising. Someone finds you threatening, Pisces. Perhaps you dwarfed them, Pisces. They feel like you shouldn't, but you just do. They can't diminish you, Pisces. They'd like to, Pisces. Fixated on you, Pisces. One could say a little bit in this energy too, Pisces. Looking at your network, Pisces. What support you have, Pisces. Also, too, how firmly do you, Pisces, believe in your dreams? How well do you partner, Pisces, with, let's say, your allies to create new opportunities, go towards your new opportunities? A change, Pisces, is what they expect from you as well. Pisces, someone says, you have things going on. Very strong Aquarius energy here, Pisces, with some Cancerian and Aries. But I definitely have here, Pisces, someone who would like to be more magnified in your eyes than they currently are. And you dwarf them. Definitely too, Pisces, looking at your contacts. Definitely as well, Pisces, wondering what your next moves are. Do they want to block it, Pisces? Well, they're not your allies, Pisces, not your friends, Pisces. Jealous, Pisces. Let's find out more, Pisces. So, Pisces, I have Knight of Wands, Lovers, where you're going, Pisces, where you've been, Pisces. Someone who's watching you right now in your present could never do where you've been in your past or what you've done in your past, and where you have yet to go, Pisces. They also could never join you to where your future steps lead. But they're very much involved in your present. May not be, Pisces, someone who you actively give space to. I find it hard to believe this energy would be a friend, Pisces, even a false-faced friend. If it's a false-faced friend, Pisces, this person is like vinegar all the time. If I was to use a slang word, Pisces, I would say this person, is there, well, they're not saying supportive things. Plenty of time for slang. I don't feel like it right now. Anyway, yeah, Pisces. This person is dealing with you in your present, not necessarily as a support, as a friend. They try to get your attention a lot, and they try and make their presence known, Pisces. Could try and make their presence known, Pisces, by doing petty things. In fact, I get a lot of pettiness too. Anyway, Pisces, the reason why this person is watching you is because right now they have access to you in your present. But as I said, the type of past that you've had, the type of experience you've had, the positive experiences, Pisces, the ones that has led you and given you experience to be whatever impressiveness, Pisces, that you have, and whatever experiences, Pisces, you went through to grow into that, to learn from that, to absorb that. This person is aware of that, and they would never have the opportunity, Pisces, to have the growth that you have had. They realize that. And also, too, Pisces, they realize that where you're going in the future, there'll be no touch points. It's just right now, Pisces, that they're dealing with you. And they know that right now, too, the world that brings you to them and vice versa, these dynamics, Pisces, will not repeat. This type of person you will not meet or deal with again, especially in the type of energy that, as I said, they can do petty things to get your attention. This is a now thing, perhaps longer than appreciated, but still a now thing, and will pass. Of course, Hangman is Pisces energy. I have Virgo, Aquarius, Aries. I do read my night, says Sagittarius. And I have some Gemini. And ultimately what I have here, Pisces, someone in your present, someone who you deal with in your present, someone who tries to get attention from you in negative, petty, spiteful, stupid ways, Pisces. They're watching you because they know, Pisces, you're going to make a change. They don't know when that change will come. They would actually like to get in between that, in front of that, block that. So they're watching you. Don't want you to move on, Pisces. They feel threatened by you, Pisces. And if you move on, Pisces, to something better, where does that leave them? Right where they were originally, Pisces. Never being noticed, Pisces. That's who's watching you. I have hot. Pisces, some things can't be stopped. You can't be stopped. This person who's watching you, well, they can probably make things uncomfortable. Five of Swords. Five of Swords, again, in energy, it isn't sustainable, but also, too, you've outgrown this. Just a matter of time. Not containable, Pisces, you are. Out of their hands, you are, Pisces. But still, Pisces, someone who would like to be noticed, would like to make a reaction. I feel like that action, though, any sort of things they could do, Pisces, is really, as I said, just now, here and the now. Won't have any other weight shortly. That's who's watching Pisces. Let's see. I think these cards are there. I do think when I'm done, I'm going to have to count these cards. Make sure I got the old cards on one pile and my latest cards on another. Hello. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. So, let's do Cancer, and then we'll do Scorpio. Who is watching Cancer? Let that sound out. All right, Cancer. Let's see. That card really wants to come out. Are there 2 cards? Are there 3 cards? It's 2 cards. Cancer. Guess we can see. Who is watching Cancer? Page of Swords, 3 of Wands. Someone with a lot of plans, Cancer. They got hopes, Cancer. They've always had ideas, Cancer. Of course, Chariot is Cancerian energy, strong Pisces energy coming up. Could be someone with strong Piscean energy, could also be referring or a nod, Cancer, to us entering in Pisces season. All I know is that this energy, Cancer, they view you warmly, even if they can't move on it. Even if things take a while to materialize, a while to express themselves, a while to move, a while to express. Cancer. You know, 3 of Wands with a Page of Swords, even without that behind the deck energy, is very pensive. And 2 of Swords, Knight of Cups also comes out here, Cancer. That's someone, Cancer, who sees you quite highly. This person, Cancer, do you even see them the same way? Bunch of things going on in this energy. One, I have in this energy very, what's the word? Not gallivanting. There's a word for carefree, but I can't think of it right now. It's like 4 a.m. where I am. But here's someone who's very carefree. Like, in other words, whatever I want, whatever I think, I'm going to go towards it, regardless of how it's perceived, regardless of how it is, perceived and received. Right? They don't care about what people think of their actions, what they say, what they do. They just want to go forward. Hello. Well, part of that is in this energy. I mean, it's very, as I said, here we have expectations. You know, this is someone who has like long held ideas of what they want to do, also ideas of how things will play out. You know, there's a gulf between what you imagine and then what happens when you actually start to make movements towards it. And Cancer, the person who's watching you, they spend a lot of time in their head with the imagination of what could be, what would be, what should be. And they see all these types of scenarios, Cancer, but they haven't really communicated it. They haven't acted on it at all. Or at least we could say, Cancer, for the type of scenarios going on in their head, they haven't acted anything out to go and warrant that actually blossoming or even being a possibility. Everything right now is really in the ether. And although we deal in ether, especially one could say, Cancerian energy is very receptive to that which is in the ether. Here's someone who hasn't put out any effort, hasn't expressed themselves. And if they can't express themselves clearly, if they can't be receptive and perceptive of what Cancer wants, that's a detriment, right? To just to go and push forward without actually seeing, understanding, even giving time to Cancer. So Cancer, first of all, the person who's watching you, they know you. I already folded those cards back. But yeah, they know you, Cancer, that bottom of the deck energy, 10 of Cups, Hangman, Chariot. Here's someone who knows you. They know something about you well enough. They know you well enough, Cancer, to have some fantasies. And they know you well enough, Cancer, to imagine nice times with you. And I don't mean that necessarily as sporadic or as a specific type of timeline. You know, you're between point A and point B. When I say nice times, I just mean in general, like this person has imagined life with you, living with you, and hasn't done anything to express that, hasn't done anything to realize that. They're just going, oh, that's nice. Like window shopping, Cancer. That's the energy here. Anyway, we have 6 of Cups, 3 of Wands again, and a 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. Cancer, here's someone who's been watching you for a long time, Cancer. You know, in this energy, it's actually a little funny. In this energy, Cancer, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple people watching you. Three of Wands repeated. There's a lot of longing, a lot of distance, a lot of time, connections made but not maintained. For various reasons, we could say with 10 of Pentacles here and 10 of Wands, definitely some of this energy, Cancer, I think, you know, you just did not have the interest, and they picked up on that, regretted that, regretted they also didn't have the, do I call it the charm, to present themselves, Cancer, in a stronger or more positive, more something energy, Cancer, to make you at least receptive to them. You know, it was like all one-sided from their point of view. Excuse me, not from your, excuse me, one-sided in how they felt to you, but definitely was not something that was mirrored by you. And of course, Cancer, how could it be? Because again, on top of whatever they look like on the outside, this person's energy is wimpy. Again, they could not communicate, they could not act. So, you know, right then and there. And as I said, Cancer, I feel like I have more than one person watching you in this energy. I also have green energy here watching you. Not only, Cancer, do I have somebody watching you that you were really not interested in, and they were really interested in you. I also have, Cancer, energy of someone who wasn't quite aware of what it is that they gained when they met you, Cancer, when they gained your acquaintance, Cancer. They didn't realize, Cancer, who you are, what type of person you are, until they, Cancer, went off and met other people. They thought, oh, Cancer is just Cancer, and as I go off and do things, well, obviously I will meet other people like Cancer. Not quite, not so. Cancer, this person, both people, Cancer, are not dealing with you. They'd like to come closer to you, Cancer, both energies. And there are physical walls standing between you and them. One, definitely his interest, Cancer. Would you actually open up the doorway, give them the time of day, care? That definitely is part of that energy. Also, too, as I said, I have green energy here. I have someone who is very much in flux, very much moving. Cancer, I feel like you yourself have moved as well. Not only, Cancer, do I feel like you have moved your heart, your interest, your plans. I feel like the actual physical distance between where you were when you met, probably both energies, the green energy and the energy you were not interested in. I feel like, you know, where you were at both emotionally, your goals, and your physical location, you are in the process of changing that so much from then to now, and also too in the future. Lots of catch up here. If the green energy would hope to go and get in contact with you. And if you ask me, Cancer, too much of a gulf. And they know that. Too much of a gulf to go and bring what needs to be brought for the green energy to you. And as for the energy, Cancer, that's kind of hung up on you, you know, that was just a momentary window of access. And Cancer, especially after that person revealed themselves, as they revealed themselves, you would not open up the door again. You have no reason to. Cancer, energies I have here. Well, I have tens, first of all. We are in a 10-year. 10 goes down to a vibration of 1. So tens, ones, new cycles, ending of cycles, that could be relevant for you. I definitely, as I said, feel like there is changes you yourself have been making and are going to continue to make. That's what my cat says in the background too. 3s may be relevant as well. So in this energy with 1s, 3s, and 10s, they could very well, Cancer, be related also to life path numbers or destiny numbers, if not you, of that person or those people. We're also talking to you about social circles here, Cancer. There was a time period in which your social circle allowed for these people to come in. Okay, I hear you. It's like meow, meow. Quiet. You know, I have 4 cats, so someone's always meowing. Especially if they're Siamese. Especially if I'm talking 2 hours to the wall. Have you seen those commercials that they have out where they're advertising this doggy treat, and they use an example of it, of this woman interviewing on a Zoom call, and the dog is like barking in the background? You know, I feel like I need one of those things. What was I going to say, Cancer? 10s and 3s. Oh, yes, 3s with social circles. Also, 2 in this energy, Cancer. Person who's watching you. You're okay, Kiki. Here, one second. All right. So with the 3s, and that thought that I've been trying to get out with the 3 of Wands coming out twice. There's new social circles coming up, Cancer. The lifestyle and the routine that you have been dealing with, have been working through, Cancer, that's changing. I also do think, I know I said this is who's watching you, but it's the overall message that's coming through here as well. You know, there's what you've planned is going to be changing in a good way. You will see, Cancer, through your social circles, through your environment, that the plans you have made before, it's fine to let them, well, be, as you go off into new directions, new plans, new visions for the future. And Cancer, the person who's watching you, the people who are watching you, they're part of that previous phase. And it's like, Cancer, they talk about the glass ceiling. They're in a glass box. And all they can do is watch. That is who is watching, Cancer. 2 types of energies here, Cancer. I have 2 cards here too. Do I have 3? No, I just have 2. Past life person and happiness. A nostalgia, Cancer. Ties, Cancer, outside of the mundane 3D world that we operate in do exist. Cancer, the person who's watching you previously were able to be closer to you before than they're allowed to be now. That's who's watching you. Okay. Now our final water sign. Yes, very true, Luna. And you know as well, when there are ties being made, well, you know, some people are able to go and move on quite effectively. Other people move on by trying to substitute other things in its place. They don't really quite effectively move on. All they do is just, no, they just acquire and gather, stack and shove. But they're not really healing or ending or beginning. They're just cramming. And one can definitely say with Cancerian energy being, well, receptive to both the said and the unsaid, the stated and the understated. You know, it doesn't take that much. You don't need to have necessarily someone in front of your face to have a connection or to feel that connection. And when you have people as well who cram things together, they're also holding on to things. They're holding on to everything they've gained. And that's something that's very easy for some people to feel. Because again, someone doesn't have to be in front of your face for you to have a connection with them. And just because those people are maintaining connections, even harder, especially if you're aware of Two of Cups Cancerian energy, you know, you're aware of both sides, right? The active and the inactive, the action and the feeling. Have to work extra hard to put up very firm blocks and cut that off. Anyway, let's go on to Scorpio. Thank you for the likes. That's going to be a Scorpio sun, moon, rising, still echoing. And a Scorpio 8th house and 12th house. Scorpio, you hear how quiet my cat is now. No little turkey gobble meows. Pay attention to me meows. Quiet. Scorpio, you get the quiet background. Let's see what I have for Scorpio. Who is watching Scorpio? Scorpio, I have strength and I have Wheel of Fortune. Heavyweight energy here, Scorpio. I'm curious. I have 3 of Cups, 9 of Wands. Someone, strong Cancerian energy here, Scorpio. Strong Cancerian energy. I also have some Pisces, Sagittarius, and Leo. Scorpio, the person who's watching you, what they say they mean, regardless if that's positive or negative. They can express themselves, Scorpio. When I say what they say they mean, I'm also going to say let's put it this way, how they communicate. They mean their actions and their words convey their truth. May not be everyone's truth, Scorpio, but it's their truth. They're determined, Scorpio, for it to be that way. Very stubborn energy, too. Very stubborn energy. It's strong energy, but it's like, this is how I will do things. Not quite collaborative energy. No, it's not collaborative. I don't want to say doing things for one's benefit, but this is very stubborn energy, strongly set in their ways. Even if it's a detriment, Scorpio, if it's what this person believes in, they'll continue to do whatever they're doing. Is it someone who changes? I don't think this is someone who changes either. This is someone who doesn't change, but they grow. They grow more and more, Scorpio, into a more concentrated person that they were. They're like an onion gaining layers, but still an onion. Let's see what else we have here, Scorpio. Oh, if I didn't call it out. Did I call it out, the signs? I think I did. We had Sagittarius, some significant Cancer, and some Pisces. I have 10 of Pentacles, a 9 of Wands. Again, we did have a 9 of Wands sneaking in there. And a King of Wands. Oh, very strong fire here, Scorpio. It's very strong Leo. 7 of Wands is Leo energy as well. I also have some Virgo and Sagittarius energy. Okay, Scorpio. The person who's watching you is probably someone who you're not fond of. I don't think so. Not in this energy. You know, Scorpio, I say that because you're someone who's so one-sided in how they want the world to be. And Scorpio, this person is actively working and building out their reality. And in this reality that they have, Scorpio, they have the resources to encourage people to act a certain type of way. It's like, they're going to wait and lay out the appropriate enticements for people to go and act a certain way, even if they are the catalyst to those responses, regardless if they may be good responses, Scorpio, or bad responses, Scorpio. What the person who's watching you wants is a reaction. Scorpio, you know this person who's watching you. Very strong Leo energy. If this person is not a Leo themselves, Scorpio, and if you do not have Leo energy, if you have Leo energy, then this is where this person feels threatened by you. Scorpio, if you have Leo energy. Even if you have an empty house with like an asteroid in it. Go and see what is in that empty house with the asteroid, because those are the qualities, Scorpio, that this person feels threatened by you. of. And regardless of this person doesn't have prominent energy, Scorpio, here's somebody who wants to be in your face. They want attention. They probably don't have to go to the extremes that they would go, Scorpio, for attention. But they will. Just like they will lay out cupcakes, Scorpio, if they think you like it, Scorpio. They will, I don't know, this is like creating obstacle courses or creating enticements, allurements for you to either come forward or move away. And that's the way they act with other people too, Scorpio. Here's someone who will use the resources they have to try and get people to move as they would like them to move towards. Definitely want reaction, definitely don't want to be ignored. We'll wait for the right opportunity to have the best effect, the most effect. Scorpio, this is a person who you work with. I feel like saying this person's going to get the upper hand in some way. They're just so crafty, Scorpio. All those so-called negative Scorpio connotations, Scorpio. Here's somebody who would be a threat to you. I don't mean like, you know, threat, but I mean, here's somebody who, it's like they want to put you in a specific category. They want to define you. They want to control your actions, have you march to their beat. And they will wait as long as necessary, Scorpio, for the best moment to properly have you assume a certain type of role. And Scorpio, I can't see this energy being a constructive friend energy. I definitely don't see this energy being a constructive romantic energy. Here is someone who knows you. It's someone who you should keep your distance from, the person who's watching you. Because this person is trying to orchestrate something. Trying to orchestrate behavior and reaction from you, Scorpio. They want attention. They want you to pay attention to them. And one could say in this energy, Scorpio, if this is someone who you dealt with at a certain time, Scorpio, I think you would have admired their industriousness, how they presented themselves. Maybe too, Scorpio, how they supported. But they supported and did all that, Scorpio, precisely so that, again, you would fulfill roles and actions. Anyway, Scorpio, that's who's watching you. You know, kind of in this energy, Scorpio, I would put things on private because I don't like this energy. It's too manipulative. And as I said, this person's willing to wait out the long term. This person is not in a rush. And this person, just because you don't hear from them for a very long time, doesn't mean it's over. The card I have for you, Scorpio, is thoughtful. Definitely is in this energy, Scorpio, someone very, very thoughtful about you. They want you to be thinking about them too, Scorpio. But more than that, Scorpio, they want you to interact with them. They want you to fill a role, fulfill their role for you, Scorpio. And lots of game left in this on this person's energy. Hello, everybody. And thank you for the likes. So, yeah, 2.5 hours almost, but all the signs are red. Those are the messages that I have for everyone for the water signs again, or if you have water placements, do check out the video that was done a few days earlier. And if you do appreciate my time, let me know. Leave me a thumbs up. If anyone would like to go and send a little bit of love my way, tips are always appreciated. You could also consider becoming a member. If you become a member as well, be sure to let me know your sun sign or your moon sign, and I will be sure to produce astrological notes at a certain cadence for your collective. Well, I'm going to leave this up for a little bit of time. I think it's time, when being almost 5 a.m., when Dragon Ball Z comes on, and I'm going to go and watch that in 9 minutes. I believe it comes on Sundays too, or Saturdays. Anyway, enjoy the readings. I will list the order as much as I recall them in the description. I do think too, with that reading, the fire signs I also did, the one that I did a couple days ago. I believe I did the fire signs too, or some fire signs. I know at least did Aries. So if anyone has any Aries placements that feel relevant to you, again, the collective sun, moon, rising, 8th house, 12th house. If any fire or water elements in that feel relevant, check it out. And until next time, let's see, I'll just leave that like that. And that like that. Anyway, yes, and thank you everyone for the likes.